Three, two, one. Welcome, guys, again to the Desync podcast. I'm joined again by our favorite guest and co-host, Mike. I'm always so awkward about these intros. I don't even mean to be. The outro as well. But
Yeah,
we
we still
appreciate.
haven't figured out. I've been watching other podcasts to be like, how do they do it? And then they're always just as awkward.
They're
So
goofy
it's just
too.
like,
Okay,
yeah.
well, hey, listen, that's a little bit redeeming,
Yeah.
for sure. But man, it's been a very interesting week actually. A lot of has happened on Twitch specifically. Something I would say that's a pretty big deal. If you guys are paying attention, if you guys are Star Citizen followers, very interesting stuff happening there. Some interesting reactions from the community we're going to talk about.
Towards us.
From both towards us, from us. And basically just, I guess what's going on in the world this week as well. So I guess first things first, Mike, how was the Hot Ones challenge? Did you do it?
I did it. And I
Okay.
did it only water. I didn't have any milk or anything like that. I did eat a pint of ice cream like a cup, like an hour or two later.
Oof. I
It's
think
like- it's like
after an
feel-
hour, you officially won.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
well, I dry heaved.
Oh,
Nothing came out, but I went straight through. I got to the bomb and it was like super hot, tasted really shitty. And then the next one was like just hot. I couldn't taste anything anymore. And then the last dab, it gooped out and there was like a lot on there. And people were like, yo, that's crazy. And I'm like, whatever. And I turn it because I was eating it with a fork because I didn't eat wings. I got like chicken fingers. I turned it over and put it right on my tongue. And it wasn't so hot that I started like heaving. I didn't like the taste. It tasted so bad. It was awful. So I
crazy.
just didn't like the taste of it, and I was like, ugh, ugh, and I was like, ew, this is nasty.
I thought the
And
whole idea was that they were supposed to be really good, but really hot. But I don't know.
well, I think maybe once you get to the bomb, your taste buds are just like literally melted off,
Nuked.
and
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah, so everything tasted amazing up to that point, and like even ones that I didn't think I was gonna like, there was like a ranch inspired hot sauce with like dill and all these other, and it was I like there was a few that I was like I want to go again, and I had some more.
Really?
Yeah, and so they weren't like that crazy. I didn't even have water until the fifth one probably, and then I just had a couple sips. But I mean, towards the end, whew, I was like getting
Crazy.
dizzy and shit. Yeah, it was
Wow.
so hot.
Dude, it's crazy. Someone came into my stream and they were like, you need to do it as well. I'm like, donate
I do not-
$1,000 right now and I'll think about it.
I said that to my wife. I go, I will like I did it for charity. I go, if I ever do this again, I'm doing it for me. Like the charity is me. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was brutal. Like, I mean, my stomach was burning for the next
Dude, I
2,
like
3, 4 hours, something like that.
I'm a huge spicy food lover too. Like I love spicy. I go to a Thai restaurant. I'm ordering like either like a 4 or a 5 typically. And not only that, right? But also on top of that, you know, it's like jalapenos, love them. But the problem is that it's just like, without being too descriptive, it's like, you know,
Second round?
The second round's not so hot for me anymore. And it used to not be a problem for me, but you know, it's like I'm getting old, Mike. So,
Bro, that was not bad at all. It was nothing.
I can't eat
I don't know why.
jalapenos.
Really?
Can't.
So what I
I
said
used to be able to, not anymore.
Interesting, because I have the same problem where there's this we're actually going to get into something like this towards the end of the show. This is very similar, but it won't apply to the end of the show. But there's this sub shop that I absolutely love going to, and they do it's the craziest thing. It's a small chain local where I order an Italian sub, right? And Italian's got an assortment of meats, and then you get, lettuce and some vegetables in it, right? They take the meat, they slice it up, and they put it in their hand, and they put it all the way down their arm. They line it up down their arm, and then they throw the meat across the room to another person who's holding the bread open, and they catch the meat. Then they ask you what vegetables you want. So I like lettuce and I like these hot cherry peppers that they have. They're so good. I love vinegar. So anything that's like pickled, I love. And then spice on top of it, I love even more. So, and then olive oil, vinegar, cool. Then they do the meat again. and they throw it across the room, and they wrap the veggies in the meat. So you have this like tube sub sandwich with the veggies all. So when you eat like a sandwich and
Yeah,
all
no,
the
no,
vegetables come out,
absolutely.
yeah. Now they're all compact in and they don't fall out. It's amazing. So this place is super awesome, but their hot cherry peppers, second round, was 10 times worse than the hot ones challenge. 10 times worse.
Fair enough.
So
Fair
I
enough.
don't know, but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't bad the next day. But I would not do it again for a very long time, and I likely wouldn't do it again for free. No way. We
I
are clowns on the internet that dance for for money and
I'm pretty
whatever.
sure.
That's what streamers are, right?
I'm pretty sure that I would literally just evaporate from the face of the earth if I did the hot ones challenge. I'm pretty sure. And I love
if
spicy
you're doing
food.
a 4 and 5, no,
Yeah.
if trust me, if you're doing a 4, trust me, it is not that bad.
It's not the spot. It's not eating that worries me though, Mike. I would
It's
literally,
round two.
I would evaporate. I would be dead. Like literally, I would be signing my own death. I'd have to legally update my will before I was allowed to do it. I'm being serious. I just don't think I'd survive. Actually, I
Star
I
Citizen
know.
account. I mean, we're
Who wants it?
co-hosts.
All right,
No, I'm right here, bro.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
No, I'm
like
kidding. I
comment
don't
down
want
below
it.
or something. You know, why
I
should
don't
you
want
get
it.
Berks' Star Citizen account? No, I'm
True.
kidding.
When
But
he dies from the hot ones challenge.
I love
Hey, the guy in
spicy.
the one chip.
That's true, but man, I wonder if there was
Didn't you
something
say
else
you
going
did it?
on. The one chip? No, my
Did you
chat was
do
trying
it?
to get me to do it.
Oh,
They were
yeah,
trying to get
and
me
then-
to do it,
Yeah.
and I didn't do it.
Somebody did it, and they were like, it wasn't that bad. I'm like,
It
dude, that
wasn't
thing
me.
looks nuts.
Yeah, it wasn't me. It might not be that bad. My brother did there was these spicy nuts, and
Mhm.
he ate them, and he said it was like they're supposed to be like the world's 80 million Scoville, and he said it wasn't that bad. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know.
I've told you before the podcast a few times. I've been having this like ankle issue, right? And I've been resting up, and I've been I've really wanted to work out, and I've wanted to be healthier, and I hurt my ankle a long time ago, and I've been resting up, trying to heal it. Ice every day, Advil all the time, trying to get this inflammation down. The day of the hot ones challenge, I wake up almost no pain, like a 0.5 out of 10. I'm like, here we go. Like, we're good. I'm going to rest it another week to make sure it's all good. And then I'm going to start going for walks, maybe some runs, get on the bike, actually like do some lifting and stuff. And I think it was the bomb or one of the other ones. And my thought process was like, all right, water is fine. We don't really have milk in the house. But I know that vinegar can help calm the heat down, and I love vinegar.
Where is this
My
going?
wife loves to purge everything in the house every once in a while. So she threw out vinegar that she thought like wasn't good anymore, right? So we don't have any, but I ran into the kitchen to get it,
Oh no.
and I fucking hurt my ankle again.
Oh no, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh no, dude. I'm sorry.
Yep.
So
Yep. So I
you
was
were a
super sore the
casualty.
next day.
You were a
Yeah.
casualty of the hot ones challenge. Okay.
I was.
All right. The
I feel
damage
it
was
right
higher
now.
than you originally led us to believe. So,
True.
ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there and you're trying the hot ones challenge, watch out for your ankles.
Yeah.
It could be the end of
You
you.
could sprain an ankle.
You could see your doctor before taking the hot ones challenge.
True.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. Dang.
Did we update everybody on our 70-30 split? Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's
Mr.
yeah.
Mr.
This is the first
Burks?
episode of October. We did it, boys. Yeah, we
Well, you did
haven't
it.
talked about it. Well, Mike,
You
you're
did it.
close. You basically
I got one more month.
you're
I'll
gonna get it.
I
Yeah.
should get it as long as everything stays similar to last month. But Berks did it.
Thank you,
But
guys.
it was very cool. I think last week we talked about it, but we weren't sure how it was going to work out. And this past week, they come out with a dashboard of showing your
a
numbers.
Bar metric. Yeah, it shows you
Yeah.
like you're at this many out of the month, and this is how many more you need, and it totals up like the tier 2s and tier 3s, so you don't have to do complicated math.
Mhm.
It's super nice. So
Yep.
yeah,
And then
thank you guys
automatically
if you contributed.
automatically you're getting a 70-30 split now. You didn't have to email anybody, nothing. It was just
No.
a simple process. And then
Yeah.
on October 1st, I saw many creators that I've never heard of before talking about hitting 70-30. And it was just like, okay, like this is affecting people. Like
It's a
all
good
these things
thing.
that it's a great thing. And all these things that people were like being so negative about because it wasn't affecting them. I mean, look around at how many people are hitting it. I know for
Yeah.
a fact that there was massive streamers that they weren't offering this to that are now getting it as well, right? Like it's just it's deserved for so many people, and I think
Yeah.
it's a great thing, and it's something to
And
work towards.
I think something that's interesting to point out is a lot of people are being negative about it because they're like, oh, it's only for the first 100K. I mean, who out there is going to be like pissed off that they're getting 100K a year from Twitch, first of all? But the second thing is it's only 100K counting gifted subs, tier ones, tier twos, tier threes, and that's it. Primes don't count towards the 100K. Ads don't count towards the 100K. Bits don't count towards the 100K. So you could make probably upwards with those metrics of 150K without going back to the 50-50 split. Probably close to it.
And if you're making over that,
You're
then
good.
well, yeah, and then what is your because like everybody always needs a little bit of a carrot on us. Not everybody, but I speak for myself. I like to have a carrot on a stick to chase. And after you hit, consistently hitting the 70-30 split, what's your next thing? Is maybe an exclusive deal or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Like that, because once you're
Take the
a
rest of the year off.
1,000, yeah, true. Once you're a 1,000, 2,000 viewer streamer, what's your next step? You want to be a 10,000, 20,000, and that's when you're talking about
Absolutely.
possibly looking to get a deal. So like, I don't know. I find that weird to I don't know, maybe streamers are so lazy, dude, that they just want everything handed to them or whatever,
Yeah.
but
I think
I
what
like the
people
carrot on
see
the stick.
is I'm gonna go through a different mindset for you. All right. Instead of like maybe they're lazy. 'Cause some of them are, for sure.
Of course.
But I
It's
think
like a
some
meme that
people
streamers are lazy.
they see themselves in the position of the person who only has maybe 100 subs or 150, and they go, this is impossible, this can't help me, instead of thinking I need to get to work so I can hit that.
What do I do? What do I need to do to get there?
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I've sort of had that mentality when we first started talking about it. I was like, I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't really want to,
Yeah. And
grovel
you were
for
only
it or
50
anything.
off at the time.
I was only 50 off at the time. And then the end of that month, I was 12 off. I'm still so pissed. We've talked about it a few times because, they changed it proactively. And fuck, man, I would be on a 70-30 split. I'm not stressing about it, but not even having to think about it. Like, did it feel like a weight lifted off your shoulders or like, I don't have to talk about this anymore.
Me?
I could just, yeah. Like I could just go.
Yeah, I
Like
guess
the only
so.
time you talk, you're thanking everybody for it,
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I still have people coming in asking if we hit it because, it's
Yeah,
like,
because people gradually show.
yeah, gradually
They're
show
not there
up
every day.
and stuff. And, I've just been continuing to thank people. But yeah, I mean, of course it's nice, but it was like, I think like it was never something I expected from my community in terms of like, oh, if we don't hit this, guys, or anything like that. So
No.
no. And I know you knew that, but it's just like, I guess like I was thankful, but I was never like super worried. I think what makes more sense to me now is the fact that, okay, I have a lot of subs in my community. I have a lot of people who aren't going to see ads if I run them, and I'm trying something new instead of like taking a spot. I know we talked last week about you taking sponsorships. Yeah. I'm trying something new where if I get up to go to the restroom and there is no content happening on the screen for the next 3 to 5 minutes, I'm running an ad. And the reason why is because I made $200 last month, literally running 0 ads. So I'm going to do some science. I'm going to test it out. I'm going to run an ad once an hour. Subs won't ever see them. And if it goes well, then I won't take any more sponsorships. And so it's like, it sucks because there's no way to really get that additional money without advertising, right? But I think it is kind of a fair trade-off for people who are sub.
Sure.
Because if I do a sponsorship, everyone has to see it, right? Subs aren't excluded.
Yeah, and we could talk about that a little bit because I've had a bit of a dilemma over the last week. Is I told my agent that I don't want to do too many more deals, and because I feel like my community is getting burned out by them or whatever. And one comes in the mail, and it's like almost too good to say no to, and then it's like, do I do this? And then the other thing is like this lady that I work with has done a lot for me, and every time she sends me a message of like, hey, would you want to do this? I feel like, because she takes a percentage, it's like I'm taking money away from her when I say no, and I'm starting to feel guilty about it.
To be
Like, I
fair,
don't
though, you're
know.
creating less work for her when you say no,
Yeah,
right?
she just
Because
says no.
that
Exactly.
interaction is one message versus if you said yes, now she has to like contact the people back, and she has to like,
Yeah.
set up the campaign internally for you, and she has to like, check on your analytics and see how you're doing throughout it, and yada, yada,
True.
yada, 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 right? So
Yeah.
it's not like you're like making her do all this work and then
For
you're saying
nothing.
no. Yeah. But I mean, I'm totally with you, dude. It's like I'm at the point where it's like I am trying to make a living off this, but I'm not trying to like do so many sponsorships and so many ads that it's just like obnoxious. I
hate
think
it.
that I
I hate
really
it.
value my community's time.
Yep.
And so even on here, right? Like if we ever take any sponsorship deals on Desync, it's like it's just I told my chat today is like I'm showing you guys the very best sponsorships typically. Like I'm not showing you guys because I get a sponsorship offer from Army of Bugs, wants you to play their game on stream, the best new mobile game to rival Raid Shadow Legend, blah 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 blah, right? And they're paying you this ridiculous amount of money to advertise it for a month and play it like this many times, and you're just like, no, I'm good. Like, do I really need the money that bad?
Yeah. Like this one that I'm gonna do, and I talked to my stream about it today, is one that you and I have already done.
Yeah.
But it's like a mobile version of it now,
Right.
and like I'm just gonna not do much with it, right? Like because I feel the exact same way as you. Is I've the thing that has I've been starting to feel burnout with streaming, and the thing that I've actually feel burned out from is not streaming. It's everything else. It's everything. It's like the having to set up these sponsorships, or having to set up this, or all the other little things that involve it outside of going live
Hmm.
and just talking to my community, or just playing a game and just talking with people.
Oh yeah.
I miss doing that.
Yeah.
So that's like, I got a Manscaped thing, I got a drink thing, and those are really the only two I want to do. But this one was just very lucrative
Yeah.
to do barely nothing. So I'm going to do barely nothing,
Can,
and that's it.
can I ask you a question? Because I told my chat this today. I was like, the dream is that if I'm making enough money, I'll never accept a sponsorship.
Yeah.
Like let's say you were making, let's say by some miracle, right? Because I don't think that either of us are expecting to make this much money this year. Let's say you made 6 figures this year, streaming.
I wouldn't even be thinking about it.
Right, but yeah, you wouldn't even be thinking about making a sponsorship. And it's not that I'm like, if
Not a
you're
single
watching
one.
right now, call the number at the bottom of the screen, donate to a streamer so he can. No, it's just like, I think that organically the success that we're hoping to see, and there's been some really cool stuff happening with Star Citizen, dude. I've been having a blast playing the game, not just because of the PTU stuff. I've been having a blast.
I've struggled with it, but
yeah.
I'm me. I don't have the patience.
Yeah,
I've just enjoyed not playing it and just talking about it. I don't know. It's just been different over the last little bit.
Fair. Yeah, I've just been doing, it's like the Daisy and space stuff, like met this random guy the other day. He ended up having a bunch of technical issues. Turns out to be this cool German dude. We go on this adventure, kill some bounty hunters who are after us, and get his crime stat cleared. And, I'm like talking to him, and he's like, dude, your English is really good. Like, where are you from? And I'm like, Texas. And he's like, oh, I'm from Germany. He's like, I'm 15 years old and I speak 3 languages, is what he said. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, dude, I wish I was that smart when I was 15. Like,
Yep.
They're on top of it over there, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, NA education, dude, really showing its bright colors right there. But
basically, my entire stream is Europeans just making fun of me for being an American.
Hell yeah.
basically what it's been for the last few years.
Hell yeah, brother. That and
Yep.
the US early birds, but yeah, dude, I've been loving Star Citizen. I think it's heading in a interesting direction. Who knows if like we're on hype central, dude. It's like literally what I've been telling everyone, and we can talk about this. So if you don't know Star Citizen, essentially what we've been waiting on for the last since 2016, really, they've been talking about it as like multi-systems coming soon, 4.0, Road to Pyro. That CitizenCon was when we first started hearing about it. And ever since then, this idea that Star Citizen could be a multi-system game has everly creeped up slower and slower to a reality. However, it just has never come to fruition, right? It's always been something that's elusive to like us as the players of the game. And so
essentially for like the last 3 or 4 years,
it's
the
been
big
next year,
big demo
year.
they show every year is showing what we're supposed to have, which is a second star system and this very fancy tech that's going to allow it to happen, right? They've demoed it 3 or 4 years in a row, but it's never been in our hands
Yeah.
once.
So little bit of a spoiler alert for you guys. Here's my predictions for CitizenCon. Squadron 42 demo for sure. Some sort of vertical slice or ball busting trailer, along with a price increase. But the other thing, I saw this in the monthly report today, and you haven't read it yet, but I'm going to spoil a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Boyd game, Rise Up. If you don't, do you know what that is?
Boyd game.
Boyd gang.
What is that?
They were talking about like, I guess, groups of objects in the monthly report, and they kept on referring to them as Boyds. Boyds. Like Boids. And
yeah,
so
it's like groups of animals or something.
Yeah. And so it was just funny. Me and my chat were having a laugh about it. They were like, yeah, exiting Boyds and jumping Boyds and flying Boyds. And we're like, dude, I love this Boyd Citizen. But essentially in the monthly report, they were talking about the missions team, and they say that they helped with CitizenCon. And so we know there's going to be some sort of big
fucking waste of time, dude.
Live presentation. You know, it's probably going to be some mission that's in Pyro. Who knows what it's going to be, but it's like, I think that it's literally going to be impossible for me to get hyped for CitizenCon until they show one, and then in the next 12 months they deliver on the content they've shown. And I guess like for people who are like, well, CitizenCon is supposed to be for things that are 2, 3, 4 years away. My question is, what's the point then, right?
Yeah.
If it's 2, 3, 4 years away, like why even show it? Because as everyone knows, this game is completely different than it was 4 years ago, and plans change dramatically. So it's like, what's the point? You should only really be talking about and showing things that are coming in the next 12 months, if you ask me. Or at least planning.
There's no shot their intentions are to have it take 2, 3, 4 years.
I think some of it. I think some of it, yeah.
Really? I don't
Yeah, like so. Quanta, for example. You think they were planning on getting that done in 12 months? You think so?
Yeah, because I think that they were expecting server meshing to be done too.
I mean, I think
dude, look around at everything. They overestimate and exaggerate what they're capable of doing.
Right,
They've done it for literally a decade.
No, sure. And so, yeah, that's probably the case. So I guess like that all being said is, this week, me and Mike, observed the community getting extremely hyped. We're both
don't even add me into this.
What do you mean?
Didn't even. I just made a joke. Like I didn't even tell people to calm down.
True.
I didn't. I literally didn't. But I will happily be lumped into this.
No, you're right.
I caught fucking strays this week.
Let me. Well,
I caught some strays.
Here's the problem: is that I think
people hate me and they want any excuse to talk shit. I think
that's true.
Whatever.
That's true. I think that people on the internet.
I don't like you either.
You don't like me?
I don't like anybody.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
especially me. No, totally. And so, essentially, is Mike says, what do you say? You say the copium levels in the community this week over the jump gate are off the charts.
There was a record number of copium overdoses this week about the jump gates or something, right? Because like essentially I don't know if we got to this part yet, but there's the jump gate locations were added to the game in this new patch in the game, but like you can't use them, you can't go anywhere. It's literally just a location that says jump gate at it. Like it's literally nothing.
Yeah.
It
Well,
looks really cool. It
it looks
looks
cool.
sick, and it's pretty fucking fleshed out as far as like what's there, but it doesn't function, so it doesn't really mean
Yeah.
anything to me. But at the same time, I went there. It was awesome. Like somebody described it
It was cool.
as World of Warcraft when they, I think it was Morph, described it as World of Warcraft, where they have a gate to the next expansion, like before the expansion starts, and everybody hangs out there and waits. It was like an example of that. So cool,
It's true.
awesome. Like be happy for that. Nobody's telling you not to be happy. Nobody's telling you not to stand there and look out into the distance of where you might be going one day. Nobody's telling you not to feel happy about that stuff. I don't
Yeah.
think you were,
I
right?
was
So
a
what did
little
you say?
bit, but it wasn't supposed to be like hating on people who were just excited about the jump gates.
Not at all.
I specifically was talking about people who thought Pyro was coming this year
Yeah.
after
Or this
seeing that.
magical technology that has eluded them for half a decade now was going to over like probably 6 7 years now. Oh, that it's just magically going to start working out of nowhere.
Yeah, when
Like,
they've
come
literally
on.
when they've literally said we're going to do strenuous testing in parallel to live. They've said game servers are literally not ready for anything but Stanton this year, right?
Yeah.
And so the evidence is like clearly there that we're not getting Pyro this year, but people are still just it's coming this year, it's coming. It's coming this
Yeah.
year. We're going to make
Oh,
it.
you can't do that. You can't do that.
Oh.
That's offensive. What
That's
you just
true.
did is offensive.
That's
You
true.
can't say copium. You can't say hopium. It's offensive.
So what I said that was so offensive was I
How dare
said
you.
the amount of copium circling the Star Citizen
Ugh.
community over a unfinished jump
Disgusting.
point that looks like it's from PS2 is wild. Which is true. It's true. If you went there before today, which they updated it, you can jump straight to all the jump points now. If you didn't hear.
Yep.
Oh,
sick. Okay.
yeah, you can jump straight to them. Which I think further solidifies my belief that this was a marketing move. And I'm not mad at that. I don't think that's a bad thing. It's a marketing move. I just think it is one.
I think it accidentally became one, but I don't think they
so.
intend.
You don't think they accidentally put? You think they accidentally put jump gates just like in the game on accident?
Who would find those jump gates? There's only one group
Bro,
of people that would find those.
Are
jump
you
gates.
serious?
Yeah, dead serious.
I'm not saying who would find them. I'm saying
How did we find out about them?
well, data miners.
Yes, and the only people who data mine to that level have gotten people at the company fired, do not have a good relationship with CIG whatsoever, and the only people that would benefit from this are them. So do you really think CIG would be working hand in hand with the people who leak
I think
information about the game?
I think
I don't know.
I think
That's
that
the part
CIG,
where I'm like, about it.
I think CIG sometimes it goes back and forth on that decision to lean into data miners and to not to. It does benefit them, and they know that. They know it.
Yeah.
They know that it benefits them, and this is one of those times. And it's a perfect alibi because they can be like, "Oh no, the data miners, we didn't mean to release that," but now it's in full swing. They've updated the stations. You can set your spawn there. You can call ships there. You can trade there. This just all of a sudden popped up in an overnight patch. That stuff wasn't ready. Do you see what I'm saying? Like this stuff.
Well, it wasn't ready to start. So
But now it is.
I can argue that they never intended it for it to be seen. Look at how fucking shitty it looked.
Well, not anymore, right? It's not anymore. A week later,
because it was seen, and now it's like we need it to look good.
Maybe
It can't look like this. It can't be like this. Look at how good of a marketing tool this is. This is the thing that pisses me off the most about this is look at how fast something gets fixed when it can be used as a marketing tool, and look at how slow something gets fixed as far as like balance or generally video game bugs. But that shit instantly.
Because it's connected to their money
sometimes. Yep. I literally cannot stand this company sometimes because that is the problem that I have with it right there. When it's connected to money, it gets fixed instantly. But what they don't understand is actually having a good game would make them a hell of a lot more, and they just refuse to understand that.
That's true. I think the reason this isn't a record-breaking year again for them is because of the launch of 318.
Yeah, yeah, and now they're looking good because of this stupid thing.
Dude,
for now,
can I give you
we'll
the
see.
absolute craziest take? Are you ready?
Go for it. Yes.
Okay. Are you ready? They have either
Hold on, I'm
one
not
of
ready.
one of two things. Are you ready?
I'm just kidding. I'm ready.
One of two things. This is how they could potentially. They want to. By the way, they want to make up their funding they missed for the rest of the year.
Of course.
Desperately, I think. And well, I mean, of course they do, right? They've got 1,000 employees. They are paying for this expensive office, and it's expensive to make video games, especially when you got 1,000 people working at your company. More.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking one of two things are going to happen. Either A, they are going to drop the most ball-busting Anvil capital ship concept that you've ever seen in your life.
It would be smart.
Or, hear me out, Polaris. Done for CitizenCon.
No shot.
You don't think so?
No shot.
I think probably not either. But dude, imagine.
That'd
Imagine.
Be cool.
Well, it's not even for the cool factor. I'm just talking about for marketing.
Yeah.
It make a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I like that.
It needs to be
You've
done
already
for
sold
Squadron
it.
42. True. Yeah. True. But it's
Like, those are things
such
that, like,
an
it's-
old ship that I feel
Yeah.
like it could be resold again. They've gained a whole lot of player base since they originally sold it.
God, that's so gross the way you just said that, because like that was the start of 3.0. You know that?
The Polaris.
They sold the Polaris at the first 3.0 demo. Yeah.
Crazy.
And we're still in it. And you said it's so long ago.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross.
It was. I
Yeah.
mean, dude, when I started playing so long ago, right?
Yeah.
So,
But dude, we kind of actually got a little off track of what we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
People got really mad at you, and I caught some strays.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of what happened.
well, they posted
But-
me on Reddit too. And it was funny because at
Yep.
first, a lot of the comments were like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just trying to kill people's hype, which is not my goal. It was just the
No.
people making ridiculous claims about what this means. That's it. That's all I was trying to point out. But it was funny because like after a while, which has never happened to me on Reddit before, by the way, they typically come after me with with pitchforks, knives, torches, you name
I
it.
find that so funny because we're very similar, but I feel like you're so good at handling people that like I don't find that you ever rub anybody the wrong way. Like anytime I've ever hung out in your chat, it's always for the most
It
part
happens.
pretty calm. Of course it'll happen,
Yeah.
but nowhere. I mean, mine it's happening to multiple people on every single stream. Somebody hates me, right? I have a newfound hater every stream.
Yep.
So it's like for you to get the same treatment, I find to be so weird.
Well, they just
Even-
treat all
even
content creators
Morph.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, anybody who has an opinion, anybody who has an opinion and shares it on a stream, for whatever reason, chronically online weirdos don't like you. But
Well,
yeah,
what I was
mean,
going to say
would-
is that towards like later on, the comments ended up balancing out being like, this guy's right, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a little unfair because not that it's like I'm a content creator. So it's like I should expect my content to be everywhere. But when I made that tweet, it was supposed to be dedicated to like talking to the people who are following me, you know? Or it's like saying something to my stream. I would address Reddit differently than I would address my stream because context, people know who I am, who watch my stream. People who are surfing on Reddit who have seen maybe one of my videos and two of my tweets don't know who I am, you know? So they don't know like I'm a goofy guy who like just makes jokes all the time. You know, that whenever I call someone a copium huffing idiot, then it's like usually I'm referring to myself, you know?
or somebody that like well enough to say something like
I'm
that to
just
them in your
joking.
chat, right?
I'm just joking. I just don't take myself too seriously, and too many do. But it's I don't know. It's weird, but I just think that people need to relax. They don't need to take themselves so seriously. It's not that serious, you know? And I think that's the irony in all of this is that I think that the people who are claiming we take it too serious are typically the people who are taking it too serious because they can't take a joke. They can't take a joke.
The biggest issue that I had from it is the comments that were the worst were from other creators in the space
Hmm.
and not from just regular randos, right? They're like other
Yeah.
people who want to be or or somebody you would consider a colleague, right? In a way. Um Obviously like they're people I don't know personally because they would never talk about me or you if they knew us personally that way, most likely. Because uh usually people are a little bit more nuanced than a random clip of them on the internet, right? So you would have a little more understanding of those people and you probably would never talk about them in that way.
Yep.
I think the other aspect of it is and you were never um added in any of this stuff. It was all like I'm just catching random strays being sent tweets from random people that are seeing these things,
Yeah.
and it's like you don't. It's just like, dude, come on.
This is like
With
where
some of these people,
dude, this is why I draw a line so hard when people shit talk you in my chat. Is I'm like I
me
tell
personally,
people,
I have this line with board gamers
yeah.
specifically as well.
Well, because
Like,
people will shit talk you in my chat thinking it's safe somehow, even though like we're such good friends. And I'm just like, dude, don't talk shit about Mike. Like I will permanently ban you because
like in a bad, in like not a playful way.
yeah,
Because like
people
what
will,
it's not
will
like
say
one of my
rude
viewers
stuff. No, people will
it's
say
not one of my viewers who are just like haha bald or
people
something.
will say
You know?
like genuinely rude stuff about you. And
Oh.
it like it pisses me off, dude, because it's like I feel like that people just think of you as like the salty guy when it's like honestly, thank God someone like you in the category was being so critical when nobody else was. You know what I mean? It's like before it was like cool to be critical of Star Citizen. And I say that because like just more people do it now, right? People aren't as scared to do it anymore. Not like it's like trendy or something. But it was like it was only cool to be like a white knight for Star Citizen. Like you didn't want to piss anyone off. You didn't want to like kill the hype because you didn't want to like hurt people's feelings and like scare viewers off, whatever. And I have people who have
It wasn't even just that. It was CIG wouldn't like CIG, just in case you guys don't know, is the company that like makes the game. They wouldn't interact with you. I got zero love from community, from anything for a very, very, very long time until I like grew up a little bit and was still critical but was respectful about it. I think for some time maybe I wasn't like earlier on in my
yeah.
streaming stuff when I started to get frustrated with them. But you know who always was around? The devs. The devs were always there, looked past like the jokes and the stupidness or whatever, and always were able to see the
Yeah.
like
No,
the
I could see
actual like
that.
constructiveness
Yeah.
of what I was saying.
I
But
could
yeah.
see that. But so it's not only that because I mean, dude, I have people who have permanently left my stream because they see me as
We're
this like
friends?
super salty. No.
Oh, okay.
Probably that too. But because they see me as this super salty critical guy now. Because like I just refuse to buy into fake hype. You know, I'm just as excited for the upcoming features as everyone else, but I've just learned my lesson on getting my hopes up, you know? And so
Yeah.
I think that it's a good lesson for everyone to learn, whether it's with Cyberpunk or Starfield or Star Citizen or any game, right? That's like upcoming or whatever. I think it's good to manage your expectations so that you're not setting yourself up for disappointment. But the other thing is like you're creating these expectations that could just never be met by any game ever. We were talking about this with Deep Rock Galactic, right? Is that what they do so well? Like if you took No Man's Sky and then you took Deep Rock Galactic and you put the, like, let's say you could literally one for one do what Deep Rock Galactic does, but on the ground in No Man's Sky, it'd be game of the year after year after year, right?
It's such a good game.
It's such a good game. The multiplayer, the crew stuff is really cool. And so combine that with like the exploration of No Man's Sky and the openness and stuff, it'd be really cool. That's what Star Citizen's trying to do with a million times better graphics, right?
Yeah.
And so they're trying to do everything. And they're setting, this is why they're able to promise so much, is because they're setting the expectations literally to Pluto. You know, they're through the roof.
Yeah.
It's impossible. And so I think it's the worst and the best thing about the game. And I think that it's like a good, healthy discussion to have with yourself to go, games have limitations and they if they don't have limitations, then they end up like Star Citizen. And don't get me wrong,
Then they don't get made. Then they don't become games.
And don't get me wrong, I think Star Citizen can finish. I really do. I think that it can be made. I think it can be developed, but like I would say it's gonna be like 60% of the stuff they're promising.
Yeah,
is
probably.
What I think.
There's no way that they will deliver on everything that they have.
They
But
can't.
one thing,
It's impossible.
yeah, of course. But one thing I was going to ask you, because this was a lot of the argument from everybody out there towards you and I think it's somewhat fair criticism, but at the same time, I don't think they understand what creating content actually means. Um, I'll ask you this question and then I'll respond to it. I'll let you respond first, but I know what I want to say about it.
I will go out with you.
Nice. Thank God. That's a weight off my shoulders. What I was going to say is, why do you feel the need to tell people not to get overhyped? Why? Because this was the argument from people is, who are you to tell me to not have fun? What does you allow me to tell me to not enjoy myself? Do you want me to respond first so you kind of understand where I'm going with it?
No, I can respond.
Okay.
But if you want to say yours first, you can.
It's very quick. I'm not telling anybody not to feel that way. When I stream, I'm just sharing my thoughts and the way I feel. I'm not telling anybody to feel a certain way. I will make fun of you for feeling a certain way if you're sitting there or whatever, just for fun or whatever. But I just put what I feel out there.
Yeah.
And however it makes you feel after is what it is. But I'm not telling anybody to feel any certain way.
Yeah.
Just when you make content, you're putting what you think out there. And that's it.
Yep.
It's that simple.
It's not that it's definitive or anything. Because like I've literally told my chat, I will only advocate for stuff with CIG if I know the community is unanimously behind it. Right?
What do you mean by that?
Like I will only advocate for something. I won't advocate for something that I feel like I think is a personal change that needs to happen in the game. Right?
Can you give an example of something maybe?
Like for example, I don't know, like off the top of my head, Star Citizen needs mechs. I think that would be really like Titanfall style mechs. That'd be fucking awesome. And a lot of people would say that's cool. So maybe this is a bad example, but let's say I said that and my whole chat and like people asked on Twitter were just like unanimously, that'd be stupid. That doesn't fit, blah, 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 whatever. I would be like, okay, hands off. Because at the end of the day, I'm an advocate for the community and I want to use the influence that I have to make a better game for not me, not my gameplay loop, not just PvP, not just bounty hunting, but for everyone. That means traders, that means miners, that means box delivery people. I want a better game for everyone. And so if the devs came to me, here's another example. The devs came to me and said, Berks, we did it. We fixed combat with master modes, but the caveat is it's awesome for PvP. It sucks everywhere else. I'd be like, change it back immediately. I'd be like, change it back. Because at the end of the day, yes, this is a PvP game, but like I want a good game for everyone. And I feel like it's irresponsible for me to misuse my influence to advocate for a game that only I want, you know?
Yeah.
I want to be an advocate for the entire community. But here's what I would respond to your original question is I have been with the community through the lows and the highs. And it feels really good to be a content creator in the highs when everyone's hyped. It feels
unless you're me. The lows are better, right? Because that's what everybody seems to think. It's not true. It's the highs are always better. I don't enjoy the lows.
Yeah.
It's always better with the highs, like you were saying.
Yeah,
sorry for
absolutely. No, totally. I just was a little confused where you go with that, but yeah, no, totally. It feels great to be a content creator in the highs. It feels bad to be a content. Well, no, I won't say bad, but it feels less good to be a content creator in the lows. It's not easy. It's harder. That's the better word to say. Because you still have your regulars and stuff, but you lose people, cool people who you enjoyed hanging out with. And anyone who's a streamer, or if you're like a person who interacts and chats a lot, everyone knows it's more fun to be in a chat that's like fuller,
fun.
And so
Oh yeah, full for sure.
yeah, fuller. Well, because typically it's like, I don't know what it is, dude, but it's like the fuller my chat is, the goofier they are. And I love that energy from my chat because it feels like a party, you know? And so I love that energy from my chat. And sometimes when we like drop down, it's not as like party vibes. Sometimes it's more chill vibes, and that's cool.
Like we were playing Deep Rock Galactic today.
Yeah.
My chat was dead.
Yeah.
But I didn't care because that wasn't the purpose of it.
Yeah.
Right? Like the purpose of it was to be goofy and have fun with the three people that I was playing with, you and two other people. And that's different. But exactly. And like I like streaming Star Citizen, and I like talking about it because that's when I have that exact example that you're explaining. That's when it's goofy. That's when it's fun.
Yeah. And so the thing is, right, is like, I still love Star Citizen so much, and I want it to be my dream game. I'm still hoping it is. If I quit streaming tomorrow, I would still hope that Star Citizen succeeds. I still want to play the game desperately.
Yeah.
It's like the game I genuinely have the most fun in. I can't see myself playing another game for thousands of hours. Just couldn't do it. Maybe DayZ, but I've literally never played. I need to get into it. But my whole point with this is that
might be our next adventure. How about that?
Dude, maybe it needs to be.
Okay.
But my whole point with this is that it's like I've seen the community get let down, and it sucks, dude. It sucks, man. It really sucks when I see the community get like railed by CIG, especially when we're like, oh, that didn't make it in. That didn't make it in. Oh, they said this and this didn't happen. Oh, okay. Like again, like for the 17th time. And so I think that it's just like, it's not that I'm trying to tell people not to have fun. I'm just saying, hey, listen, let's get excited when it's here. You know, not the jump gates. They're there. You can celebrate those, even though they're not actually in, just the stations around them. But
you can have fun with what you got.
Yeah, you can have fun with what you got.
Just
but
don't be
like,
unreasonable. That's
I'm gonna
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm gonna celebrate multi-systems when it's in. I've learned my lesson. I personally got let down and disappointed, and yeah, I just I'm trying not to let that happen again. That's all. You know, I'm just a human at the end of the day. I got emotions too, guys. Believe it or not, I'm not an AI replica who's generating content. I've got a life and feelings outside of the content creation world.
That part of it is what pisses me off the most. That the fact that it comes from other creators who
they know.
They should know. Yeah. And maybe they don't, and maybe they will one day, right? If they you know, grow to a point that you and I are, you know, because the people who I'm seeing at least being sent to me have not yet, but certainly have the potential to. If they hit the point where we are, you're going to have people who don't like you and don't agree with you, and they're going to say something nasty about you. And it's
unavoidable.
The last thing you want to do is see is it come from somebody else who should know better. And that's like, listen, man, it's brushing it off your shoulder. It's not that hard to just ignore, but sometimes it's just like, really, dude? Like, come on. How is this, of all people?
Yeah.
All the, you know, it's like those were the ones that I were sent. Those were the ones that were sent to me by like people in my community. I'm sure there was other shit elsewhere. Like, you know, when I look at Reddit, I don't recognize any of the names that were talking about you. So that's like different. But on Twitter, it was just like, what the heck, man? So stupid.
I gotta be honest. There's not
a fucking joke.
Although I appreciate the people who agreed with me on Reddit, there's not a single person on Reddit who agreed with me or disagreed with me that I'm losing sleep over their opinion. You know?
No.
It's like, it's whatever. I didn't even look at that thread again after the second time, but someone linked to me someone's comment. But here's the deal: is the funniest thing is we didn't even mean to talk about this stuff today. We had like something totally different planned. I think that's
what this is about.
Totally.
Just let it flow. I love that.
Oh, totally, dude. This is a fun conversation.
Totally not a Star Citizen podcast.
Yeah,
often turns into one too.
I think that it's like the only reason I wanted to talk about this is because of like the heat that we caught this week because of that.
Yeah,
right. It's like I don't want to be the bad guy.
I catch heat all the time, but this was different. This was kind of like It was super weird.
dude.
Because I was like, I didn't do anything to deserve it this time. Like, hey, I'm an asshole. I deserve it often. I didn't do anything this time. Okay, what the
Fair
fuck?
enough.
Leave me alone.
It's funny too, because like, I don't know, man. What do you think about? Do you think Pyro is going to be like a big letdown for people when it finally is here?
I mean, the people that are, disagreeing with us, of course not.
Yeah,
Right?
no.
It's going to be the greatest
super
thing
fans.
since sliced bread. Yeah, so it's going to be the same as everything.
I'm just
The
wondering.
people who
It's weird.
who look at the world the way we do and are going to look at it as a completely empty place, the same way that the current system we're in is completely devoid of, any progression systems or actual gameplay. It's just what the fuck.
Yeah,
If it comes soon, it's going to be just as bad as Stanton. So who gives a shit?
it's true. I just like, I guess like something that I've said for a long time, and as we approach this potential for us getting multi-system sometime in the next year, hopefully, hands together on my hands and knees. I want to say that it's not about where I'm doing content, it's what content I'm doing, right? And so what I said today was that if we get Pyro, but without multi-system gameplay, multi-system trade, a mission that you can do in both systems or starts in one system, ends in another, something to get us started, right? Between it, delivery missions, whatever, that pay a lot, that sends you from like one side of this to the other, just something to dip our toes in this multi-system gameplay. I feel like that would be disappointing, right? Because I feel like there's a lot of cool opportunities with that. Dude, why there's no questions asked terminal at the Pyro jump gate? No idea. There definitely should be. That would be sick.
Because it was never supposed to be there.
They should change that. If I'm just saying, dude, it seems like I don't know, dude. I don't know. Stations there, jump points in.
If they intended to do it, this is why I don't think it was. Okay? And I'll give you the definitive evidence. If they intended to do it on purpose, there was a major bug that if you set your spawn at the station, it crashed the server. That would have never existed. I know it's CIG QA, which is probably, they've missed a lot over the years. I just
there
don't
have
think
been
that
PTUs where stuff equally as bad has been in, to be fair.
Yep. But that specific thing, I don't know. But yeah. In the end, we got some heat that for once I don't think was deserved. At least certainly for me. I don't think you deserved any either, but I mean for once is like I think a little bit
more than you. Yeah. I just told people
because you were maybe a bit in their point of view. I don't think
standoffish,
in their point of view,
probably,
or preachy.
I was just trying to be like, dudes, we've been at this since 2016, which is true. So can we please celebrate once it's in? Don't say Pyro's here. Just be like, it's coming.
A sign
say
that
it's coming.
says Pyro
fine.
is here. A sign that says Pyro's here. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, chill out. Chill the fuck out. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But do you want to go and talk about something positive, negative, kind of for Twitch? Embedding. It might.
Embedding.
Well,
this is what I really wanted to talk about today.
It's on its way out. It's not gone. It's on its way out.
Twitch is no longer in bed with embedding.
Well, we'll see.
So if you guys didn't hear, basically the news is there has been one streamer who has been leading the charge against embedding. I've always been extremely vocal about being anti-embedding. I think it is viewbotting. If you don't know what embedding is, basically it's this, okay? It is essentially, imagine you are on a wiki, the Tarkov wiki, Star System wiki, whatever, and up in the top left-hand corner or bottom corner, all the way at the bottom of the page, there's a tiny little bitty box the size of like 10 pixels that's playing someone's stream, and it plays automatically. It has automatically no audio, and that
it has to have one audio, apparently.
That's not true.
Not anymore?
That's not true. That
used to be you had to be at volume 1.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, not anymore. And so that hasn't been true for like over a year, at least. Yeah, they clarified that like a year ago. They were like, no, it doesn't have to. So not one audio. It can be off, or they could even if that wasn't the case, before that was the case, they can disable audio on that video player. And some people were going as far as hiding it behind the page where you couldn't see it at all. And it was like 1 pixel wide by 1 pixel big. And they would like set it to like all the way down, audio only, 160p.
Which is against terms of service.
It's against terms of service. However, it's hard for them to track this stuff down sometimes.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
And so essentially,
just to be clear, like TOS would be, it has to be a certain size and things like that. Like you
and
can't
they're
make it super
really
tiny,
the people
but
who are
nobody is
quote unquote
enforcing
doing it right. They're really riding the line, and so these people are inflating themselves anywhere between a couple hundred, a couple thousand. You see the biggest exaggerators, like a guy that people name a lot. His name is Fextra Life. He's exaggerating his viewer count by literally tens of thousands of people. He's getting extra when he probably has realistically maybe around 100, is what I would guess based on his chat size. And so, and if you go into his like viewer list and stuff, same thing. And so,
well, don't never look at viewer list. There's something with that. It's never an indicator of how many people are watching. I'll say that. I know that to
it
be
used
true.
to be.
Not anymore. It doesn't.
Not anymore.
It doesn't
I know they updated
no
the UI
correlation.
anymore. Yeah, maybe it's not anymore, but
No
it used to be.
correlation.
It used to be 1 for 1.
Not anymore.
Yeah, maybe not anymore. So it used to be 1 for 1. So I haven't been in viewer lists in a while, but anyways, essentially this guy's exaggerating his the list by like 20,000 viewers. Other people did it in the new world category for a while.
Have
and
been doing it.
It was, and they still do it today. And if you guys didn't hear, a big expansion for New World, so this is a hot topic. People are claiming I'm view botting because these people are view botting, and we have to like get the same embedding numbers over them. Blah blah blah. It's like I'm even in competition.
I feel really bad because there's I can't remember his name. He's a sweet guy. Really, honestly, did everything right. Like leading up to New World, news videos, guides, streamed it tons of hours, played a healer, great. Like I'm sure somebody will remember the name and type it in the comments or something. This guy was awesome. And he admits it. And the thing is he stopped doing it, and then he was below the category from other embedders.
I remember this guy's posts.
Yeah, it wasn't even a post. He got on Asmongold's stream and was talking with him on.
Okay,
on
I
Voice.
remember someone tweeted about it or like summed it up,
Yeah.
and he talked about it. But
yeah, and it's like,
yeah.
what are you supposed to do in that scenario?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, what are you
You're
supposed
being
to do?
cheated. If you can't beat him, join him. Like,
Yeah.
I guess.
And so if you guys don't know, Twitch is basically very heavily sorted by viewership. And so, you have all these slots for like viewership. And if you're on that top row, right, you're
If you're in
going
the
to
top
most
3,
likely, if you're top 3 or top
more
row at all,
importantly,
you're
yeah.
going to get clicked on probably. Like people are going to click on you. If you're number 1, you're definitely getting clicked on 100%. And it is a massive deal. It can be a massive deal. And so people want to be in those slots organically, typically.
I don't know if you're comfortable with this, but I'm going to say it anyway because it and I know you won't take it as rude. I just hope other people won't. The best example of how this works and why it's so important to be number 1 is at a time when I was not doing well streaming in terms of view count, and you, Berks, were doing very well. We were originally going to do like a live stream together of Citizen. We were going to cover CitizenCon last year. I think we were going to do it together, and then we decided not to. So some weird shit. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. I go live at 6:30 in the morning. That day, I decided to go live even earlier because I wanted to build up to this event.
Pretty
okay?
sure CitizenCon was at 8 a.m. if I'm not mistaken.
So I wanted to be there, ready to go, and be towards the top when it started. And I don't know when you went live, but I
think
went
probably
live
7
before you.
a.m. Probably an
Yeah, so,
hour
like,
before.
So I went live before you did, and it was very difficult for somebody who arguably is a better, in my opinion, listen, this is my opinion, a better streamer than me. He's always going to shake his head, whatever, be humble, shut up. It's true. Better streamer than me, and at the time was doing way better on view count and stuff than I was. So there was no reason why you shouldn't have been above me. That was the only reason why you weren't. Because I started first and I had that number 1 spot. And that's just to really hammer that home. That's how important a number one spot is, and that's why people cheat for it. Is because even though I didn't necessarily quote unquote deserve to be there, I was. And it was very difficult for other people to get above that
It's
because I
a
was there, and that's who was people
yeah.
were clicking on. You know?
It's a pretty powerful spot to be in for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, so it's like if people start cheating to get there, you feel enticed to do it yourself, right? And so people started making up excuses. There's been a lot of people who have like embedded in the category now. And so I forget how to say his name exactly, but I'm talking about Goth. What's his name? Gothalion?
Goliathan.
Goliathan? Is that how you say his
Goliathan.
name? Okay, just
I'm
making
pretty
sure.
King Goliathan.
Yeah, King Goliathan. Okay, Goliathan.
Mhm.
But essentially, it's like it's so funny. I watched him back in like the D2 days.
Yeah, because you're a big
I
Destiny person. And
yeah, or
that's where he grew
D1,
his stuff.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Destiny. Originally D2, not so much, but I love Destiny. And so this guy has been really going hard after embedders and like tagging them on Twitter, evidence against them, and like yada yada yada. And so he goes to dinner with Twitch's CEO and a couple of other content creators, and the Twitch CEO is like, we're going to do something about it. We're going to figure this out. And so now he's asking for like a list of like the biggest offenders and like websites that they're using on. And essentially what they're going to do is they're going to disable autoplay for these websites. So people, in order to get views, like these extra views that they're wanting
Somebody
from the
would
wiki,
have to click on the
someone's going
stream.
to actually have to click on the stream in order to get it. Is how it's going to work now. And so
It's beautiful.
yeah, it's honestly, it's a huge change. It's a good change. I've always said that the best way to do it, I think embedding views is fine. I think the best way to do it personally is making it a separate metric next to your view count. And then, well, here's the deal, right? Is that if Twitch is worried about losing numbers because of like ad metrics or whatever, doesn't matter because they can
Ads
still.
don't even play on embeds apparently,
They don't?
or less of them do.
Well, if ads do play on embeds, I feel like Twitch could still accept like monetization from ads running on the maybe if they're knowingly doing it, it's ad fraud. So I don't know, right? Because you would have to like know that someone is actually watching that ad and it's not like ad fraud. But yeah, they could split it up. But I think that whatever way they're going to solve it, it needs to go. And the reason why is we even talked about it at some point, right, Mike? We like literally had a private conversation. We were like, dude, this could happen to us. Like literally, this could literally happen to us. And someone, multiple people even, could come in and it's happened already. People have been in our category who embed. It is literally
really? I was going to ask
happened.
if you knew, but I didn't think that there was.
It has literally already happened multiple times. And I
had no idea.
I have
Okay.
extremely solid proof that these people were embedding.
Sad.
Yeah.
I guess you have to tell me off.
Well, one of them is someone who embeds in the New World category as well.
Oh, classic.
And
okay.
yeah, and so there's someone who Goliathan has. I always call him Gothalion again. Goliathan has called out personally, and so yeah, he was like streaming Star System for a while, and I was like, oh, like here's this guy, like cool guy. He has a couple hundred viewers. Probably seems like he's like a good addition to the gang. And so I'm like talking to him, and I'm like, dude, his chat's like kind of slow. And I started
so he had a couple hundred. So
like
it's not,
like
500. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Continue because it's relevant to what I'll say when you're
yeah
done.
yeah. And so but yeah, I've never view botted before. I've never embedded before. But it's like the conversation that me and Mike had transparently, guys, was that if this happens, we might have to, because it's like it's literally our livelihood at stake. Right.
You have to try to be in that number one spot. I know you have, like you've mentioned I want to stream like a 5,000 viewer streamer. I don't know if I even want to be a 5,000 viewer streamer, but I know right now it means a lot to be right now. I want to be towards the top spot, if not in the top spot, because all I'm focused on is growth. I'm not concerned about making money really. I know we talked about sponsors earlier, but when it comes to certain things about the stream, I want to grow, and I want to put myself in a position to be successful when the game that we play is successful. And that if somebody comes in and is embedding, and I have some pretty solid proof about somebody who did it a long time ago. Was very famous. Was with an esports team, and that's what these people did back then. This was a common knowledge thing, but it wasn't common knowledge in the Star Citizen community. So I just explained it. It's no big deal. It is what it is. Um, uh, Esports teams often at this time would guarantee you viewership, a minimum of 500 viewers if you were in their team, something like that. This was a super common thing. Anybody in the team would have a minimum of that, and or whatever they offered, and that's what you would have. And you would join the team, so you would have your benefits. They would have their benefits because you would be running their ads on your stream. Because every like esports team would have their sponsors, and those sponsors would play on all their streamers'
Sometimes they get a
pages and
percentage
stuff.
too.
Sometimes, sure. Yeah, and what was happening at this time, and it was I didn't care, but, like, what was starting to get really annoying is that person's viewers who were real, would come in and talk shit and say, "You're garbage. This guy gets way more viewers than you." And I'm like, "Well, not really," and here's why. And I just, go through all the examples of people who worked in esports literally talking about how it worked. And I was just like, this is what's happening. It's not that big of a deal because that person, in my opinion, at the time was the best creator in the space and deserved to have the most amount of viewers. But they just didn't have as many viewers above everyone else as they were showing they had, right? So they weren't absolutely crushing everybody. They would have anyway, but that was the way their community was acting towards other streamers in the space was starting to piss me off. So I felt like I had to say something. So I just gave them all the proof, and there it was. And then the day that, because there was a time where embedded view count went away for a little while, and the day it went away, that streamer left the platform completely and went somewhere else. The day they had one stream after that, went from 1,200 viewers to 300, and never streamed again on the platform. Weird. Fucking weird.
10 questions science still can't answer.
Nope. So it happens, but at that time, I wasn't somebody who was like expecting to be at the top. I didn't care. We didn't stream anywhere near at the same time. It had no effect on me whatsoever. But people were just starting to get nasty.
I think that like it's something that really I think digs into people like that is it's almost like an addiction. I think to some people is like winning or getting the most viewers or like feeling like they're successful somehow. It's like cheaters, right?
Do you feel that? Do you feel that way?
Well, let me explain. It's like cheaters who think they're good at video games because they're cheating. They're like, oh my God, I was so good there, blah, 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 blah. But they just love the exhilaration of being better than someone, even if they didn't earn it, And so do I feel that way in what regard? What do you mean?
Well, doing well at streaming it's
addicting.
It's not addicting, but it might be addicting.
No,
but it definitely
100%.
It certainly releases endorphins. We talked about it on stream plenty of times. Like you say a funny joke and the omega lulls go flying. It's the most endorphin-inducing thing I've ever experienced.
What I will say is I typically don't know how well a stream like how many viewers I have until after a stream because
that's why I mentioned the emotes.
I don't watch it. But it's like when I think I'm having good conversations with stream, doesn't matter how many viewers I have. That's what I really love. Like the conversations, the laughs, the moments and stuff. That's what I'm really looking for. And so it's like, it's just harder to have those moments when you don't have as many viewers. And it's not that it's like, having less viewers is like somehow like less meaningful or something. It's just like, it's just sometimes can be, to be completely honest with you guys, it's less of a party sometimes, It's like, especially because here's why, because when it's hype and when your viewership is quote unquote high, that's when the hype stuff is happening. That's when the interesting stuff is happening. And so there's a connection there where like, there's like a party energy in the air. I keep on saying party. That's not really like what I mean, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. I think it's just like excitement is in the air.
Sure. I mean, I don't know what types of streams you like watching, but I mean, we have talked about it a little bit, but I have a specific type of stream that I enjoy, and it's usually a stream where the chat makes fun of the streamer a lot, and there's lots of emotes being spammed, and every time, streamer farms emotes, and it's just goofy and funny. And when that happens to me, it's like when it happens to me and I feel the same thing that I watch happen in another stream, that's when it's like, this is amazing. And those streams that I watch are all like 5,000 plus viewer streams. So when that experience happens to me, it's like, whoa, dude, that was crazy. I just experienced what those guys experience, you know? So that's how I
Yeah.
look at it. Like I wouldn't describe it as a party. It's just like I just had a big streamer moment,
Yeah. I guess like it's
you
just
know?
like it feels good to me when I feel like everyone's having fun. You know what I mean? Like that's all.
Yeah.
Like I just want people to come to my stream and like have fun, have a good time. Like that's all it is to me. Is like I want people to like, it's like why we don't talk about certain things on my stream. It's why like, I'll time people out for being idiots who like are like, ruining the vibe on a Friday, right?
Come on, guys.
Couldn't be me. But no. It's fun to have fun with other people, and that's what it boils down to for me. And so that all to say, if I had to embed to like keep that experience and like keep if embedding was the only thing keeping me from falling off, it wasn't like
Twitch
anything
never
I'm
did
doing.
anything about it. You have no
Right,
choice.
right. And so I guess that all to say, thank fucking God that they are doing something about it and we don't have to worry about it. Hopefully.
Because guess what? If we had the old CEO, nothing would have happened. I don't know. I did not expect this guy came from like ad revenue part of YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure that's but he is streaming himself. He was on OTK Schooled today, which is like, not something you would ever expect to see.
He's like went to the streamer awards. He's been connecting with a bunch of streamers. I mean, honestly, this guy
really seems to care.
This guy is probably the guy who was behind the 70-30 split, is what it seems like. Because like
he definitely approved it.
Let me put it this way. I'd be surprised if he wasn't, because this guy seems like that disparity we were feeling like probably 6 months ago with Twitch, where we were like, dude, maybe Kick is it. Maybe Twitch isn't it. I'm not feeling that anymore. Like this,
no, not at all.
I feel like good days of Twitch are ahead, and I think that this guy is leading the charge on that. And I would say, thank God, man, that someone is stepping up to the plate who like actually knows what they're doing, actually cares about the platform, is connecting with creators and making changes that they want.
I don't think he knows what he's doing, but he's asking the people who do.
Exactly. And that's what I mean by he knows what he's
matters.
doing. That's what he's supposed to do.
He knows he doesn't know, so he goes to the people who do.
Yep.
Like he goes to the King Goliathan who's been following this thing and going, look, this is a problem. And then when it's explained to the CEO of Twitch why it's a problem, he goes, oh yeah, that makes sense to me. Let's do something about that. Right? Like, and the thing about this whole embedding thing is this is a short-term solution while they figure out the long-term one.
Yes.
Now, when I talked to my wife about this, she said, what's the benefit of embedding? And I couldn't think of one.
What do you mean? There's tons of benefits. I'll give you one right now. I'll give you one right now. Well, I'll just tell you, is like when you get sponsorships, they typically use your viewers as metrics, right? So like what to pay you.
Sure.
Well, you just tripled your money because you just embedded an extra 500 viewers.
No, that's cheating. I don't mean the benefit of cheating. The benefit of it outside the cheating part. Like why would I embed my stream on a website? Why? Like, what is the point of me doing that?
There was like, if we made a Star Citizen website that was like, here's all the information you need to know about the game, and then we put our streams on there, the hope would be that those people come. That's like,
that they would click over to it, right?
That's the original hope of embedding, is that you're pulling out outside audience onto the platform, right? That's essentially
like, when you embed a YouTube video onto Twitter, let's say, and then they have the little YouTube button there, and what do? You click over to it because you don't want to deal with Twitter garbage compression, and you just go over to YouTube, right? Like that kind of experience, I guess. Okay.
Exactly. That's the benefit. Yeah, I thought you meant for like cheating and or cheating
No,
embedding.
no. Obviously, there's
Yeah.
benefits to cheating,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
There's
no,
also
I meant like,
stuff.
why would you do it without cheating? Like, what, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. No,
The
absolutely.
the only other thing that's like really scary about embedding is, let's say I decided I wanted to buy ViewBots, which you kind of answered that you've never ViewBotted. I never purposefully did. I did get ViewBotted one day, many years ago. I think it was like 2014, 2015. I had 1,500 viewers. And this is back in the day where I was, I think, number 3 on Twitch that morning.
Mm.
I was above like legends in the space, and I was fucking scared for my life. But I was told to just ignore it and just keep streaming. And that's what I did. And I just took the moment to be like, this is when I was at my high moment of copium and I was all about it. And I'm telling just like, this game. This was an opportunity for the game to go up in the directory and for more people to find it. I got a ton of follows and ton of new people, and it was cool. But the next day I was back to 50 viewers or whatever. I'm pretty sure somebody was trying to get me banned, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't work.
Yeah.
That
And
was the
that's,
only experience I ever had. I just randomly went from 50 to 1,300 viewers and was like, the fuck is going on here?
yeah, no, that is, I think a misconception is that you'll get banned if you're viewbotting. You won't get partnered if you're viewbotting.
Yeah.
But that's it, right? And it's not as big of a deal these days because like they've really cracked down on viewbotting.
Yeah, that was what I was going to argue. Is
it's not perfect, but
if I was to do it on Twitch, what would happen? Well, they most likely would be able to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
But if I was to send these bots to a website that I was embedding on, well, it's a lot easier to get away with it then, right?
yeah, no, you're
So-
absolutely right. And so yeah, who knows really what's going on with all that? I will say, you reminded me, I did get viewbotted one time by a guy who I thought was a legit streamer. He raided me. And what ended up happening was he had like not just view bots, but chat bots too, to make it seem real. And it was so cringe. It was so cringe.
Oh, they were just like having weird
they were like,
conversations.
PogChamp, I'm in the hot tub, just ordered Uber Eats, going to the gym. See you later, bro. Like just these random comments over and over and over again. And I was just like, what the fuck? And
Do you remember like how many viewers he rated you for?
Yeah, it was like 90, but it was at a point where I had like 10 viewers. So I was like, at first I was like, holy fuck,
Nice.
And I had been in this guy's stream before and I'd like, talked to him and stuff. And he had like gifted me some subs. And I was like, this guy made it. This guy, 90 viewers, this guy made it. That's a streamer. That's what I'm thinking in my head. And, yeah, he raids me and I was just immediately like, yeah, this isn't real. Like it was almost immediate that I realized like after like these people were in my stream. Cause it's like, I wasn't hanging around in his stream long enough. I also don't know his stream or anyone in it. Right.
Yeah.
But then I'm getting like follows too, like got the follow bot going too. And
I had one of those like a week ago.
Oh really? Damn.
It was so scary. I look over because you know how you have like your activity list of like, oh, this guy donated, this guy subbed.
Yeah.
And if you missed one, you can go back to it. It was just going like this. It was just follow for like 3-4 minutes in a row.
That happened to
2,000
me one
followers
time,
in 10 minutes.
But it wasn't follows. You know what it was? One viewer host. And I'm talking about literally like I couldn't. And here's the problem is that before they turned off auto hosting, it would say this person has hosted you for this person auto hosted, blah, blah, blah. Right. And so I couldn't read chat because it was literally just, so I had to open up a new tab and yeah, I'm serious. I had to open up a new tab and read chat from like my like actual like page where like I couldn't see. I had to log out of the account and like read it from that page because I couldn't read chat any other way.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Funny.
So crazy.
Oh my god. Yep. Old Twitch, a lot like new Twitch.
Yeah, dude, it's
different.
It's different. It's weird, and
hopefully it's
dude,
better.
I would say that the future is bright ahead for for Twitch.
This guy seems cool, dude.
He seems cool.
This guy seems cool.
Now, speaking of the future being bright ahead for streaming, have you seen that you can now stream on Twitter, or they're testing streaming out on Twitter or X?
Yeah.
X streams, X files.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
I feel like why not?
I think it's the perfect place. It's a place where I've been somewhat active on, so I already have a following. I've never streamed on Instagram or TikTok because I don't use those accounts, but I use my Twitter account to post memes.
Yeah.
So might as well post my stream. We'll see. Maybe I can get some more hate comments.
Let's go. Yeah.
Love the haters. Keep them coming.
I probably should do multiple on that. It's like, it's tough, man. Because I'm like really trying to, at the moment, I'm trying to figure out how to narrow my focus a little bit. You know, I feel like I'm a little bit all over the place with my content lately. And
same.
Yeah, it's like, it's not like I want to be.
I feel like I'm all over the place with my life lately.
Yeah, dude, me too. It's just that season, I think. I'm sure a lot of people are feeling that way. You know, like holidays are coming up. And we got CitizenCon almost here, dude. 2.5 weeks. I bet you're pumped, dude. You're gonna call me in, right? You're gonna phone me in.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
I got
Mike. I'm live.
Croncy, Morph.
Mike, I'm live on the stream. Hold on.
Mike, I'm live on the stream right now.
We're at CitizenCon. The copium levels are off the chart. People are chanting 2 more years. 2 more.
Tomorrow I'm meeting with a guest who we've had on the show before.
Oh, cool.
But I'm gonna keep it a secret for now. But we might be co-streaming. So
you told me about this actually. Yeah.
So we'll see what they want to do and how they want to do it, but I'm not gonna make any promises until we know what's happening, because I'm not gonna act like our friends getting excited about jump points, right? So when I know for sure, I'll let people know, but it might be cool because it's going to be really hard to cover the event.
I'll be honest, dude. It's going to be a really hype CitizenCon. It's going to be extremely hype, dude. It will be. It will be. I'm not saying they're going to deliver. I'm not saying they're going to deliver. That's not what I said. I didn't say this is going to be the most content heavy that we ever seen. But dude, it's going to be hype.
I know I'm like the negative Nancy. I feel like this one's going to be the least hype for the people not going to the venue. I feel like that they are very venue focused on this one. So for someone who's not going to it, I'm a little not concerned or anything. Who cares? But I don't think it'll be like the previous ones where it was very video streaming, YouTube video focused.
Okay.
So we'll see. But the panels might not be. I mean, they have a demo. So if they have a demo, that's all that really matters, right? They've talked about doing a Pyro thing, so I can't imagine.
There's going to be a demo. The missions team already confirmed worked on something for CitizenCon. We don't know what that is. You know, they're going to have this creator tournament that's happening. I'm not doing it.
We both participated in the original one. You won it. I came in second. That's why we started this podcast. Did I really win,
Mike? I think it was Mike really won.
No, you won. What do you mean?
You beat me, though.
I beat you in the second round, but there's a loser's bracket. That's for a real tournament. What the fuck? Those
I'm just
exist.
Kidding, bro. I'm just joking.
Mike was the
real winner. Mike was the real winner.
Yeah. I mean, my YouTube video said I beat all the best PvPers or something. That was the most clickbait video I've ever made in my life. The PvPers they all hated me. They were getting so mad.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't care because it was just I was like, I'm obviously joking. I didn't even fucking win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's going to be a crazy couple of weeks for me. I'm having like work done on my house. I can talk about it now. Essentially,
congrats.
Yeah, so essentially I moved into a house about 6 months ago, something like that. It was like back in March or May, or I can't remember. It's all a blur. But I moved here. I moved into the house. The people who sold me the house lied on the seller's disclosure. We get into the house night 1, turn on the shower, kitchen ceiling floods. Okay, there's stains leaking through. They covered it up, right? It's a cover up. There was a previous leak. They covered it up. Not only that, they didn't test the shower. Someone who I think was clearly unlicensed did the work on it. We're using all this evidence against them. Well, what originally happened was they came over. We're trying to be nice. Hey, this happened. They wanted to come take a look to see if we had any valid, actual anything, crazy was happening. They obviously saw kitchen ceilings ruined. And you know what they said? They said, you should let it dry and paint over it. That's what they said. Let it dry and paint over it. And that's when I knew I had to take these people to court. So that happened. We won. We're getting it taken care of. Thank you. We're getting it taken care of. Obviously, you guys, you can't do that. That's illegal. You can't tell people. You can't not tell people there was a previous leak. You can't tell people like there wasn't like, a pipe burst or whatever. You have to include that stuff, especially if it's like something that recently happened, and it was.
Yeah.
And so there was like mold. We have to get remediation. We got to replace drywall. We got to replace like the upstairs shower and like everything. It's big process. And so that's going on this week. Next week, I guess nothing. Week after that, CitizenCon, and then the week after that, I'm going to Vegas for a bachelor party. And then November,
Busy.
holidays are happening, and then I have a wedding at the beginning of December, and then we got Christmas, and yeah, it's gonna be a whirlwind this next couple of months.
I got a surprise for Christmas. Just happened. I've talked about it on the podcast before. My fear of flying. Right, my wife is gonna fly to New Jersey, and I'm going to take the train. And we'll get there. I'll get there first. She'll get there second, because she'll fly the next day, and we're gonna surprise my parents. They don't know what's happening. My brother knows. I haven't seen my parents since before. I've seen my parents because they've come and visited here, but the last like 3 years I haven't flown on a plane. So I haven't went to New Jersey. Like my mom's side of the family, like 5 brothers and sisters, like aunts and uncles and cousins. Like I haven't seen any of these people. So we're gonna surprise everybody, and it's gonna be great. I'm really excited. So 30-hour train ride each way. Gonna do that.
Crazy, dude.
And
you rather do that than fly?
100%.
Jeez.
100%. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it's gotten. I actually talked to the guy today who would help me through it. He was a pilot for Ethod. He just randomly messaged me out of nowhere today. And every time I would get on a flight, he had like, special access because he was a pilot to see my plane, where it was and all. Maybe he went on that website that everybody else goes on, whatever. But he would tell me what was happening, when it was going to happen. And like, I'd be like, oh, I heard a noise. It's freaking me out. And he would tell me what it was. And I would tell the first flight I got on, Berks, after like having this super fear, the flight computer broke. We were on the tarmac for 2.5 hours. And they had to replace all of the flight computers. And I'm
Who are you flying?
and we're just New Jersey. Yeah. From Florida to New Jersey.
Who?
Oh, JetBlue.
Oh, okay. I don't know if they're
good
bad.
airline.
I've never flown
shit
them.
happens.
I think
No,
I've
it's
maybe
been
flown them
fine.
one. I've literally, Mike,
They've got post-COVID, they're terrible. But
So-
before COVID, they were good.
Chad, if you don't know, I've been to 51 countries. I've probably been on 600 flights in my life. No joke. Like I've been all over the planet, internationally, domestic. I used to be a diamond member of American Airlines, and got the like VIP lounge access, plus guest, all that, free upgrades sometimes on flights. And so it's like flying has just become like second nature for me, especially like, it's a short flight for me, 5 or under. That's a short flight for me.
Nah.
Like
I can't even do this.
if it's 5 hours, it feels like it flies by to me. Like I'm just like, oh cool, we're landing already. But if like a 16-hour flight, that's long to me. That's a long flight.
The 10-hour flight, like I did a 10-hour flight to Germany and back, and that was fine. But the next flight was the CitizenCon in LA 2016. That was the flight that I had this like dive bomb moment. The plane literally went like this, and yeah, it was scary as hell. And I've never recovered since. I have not gone to therapy. I certainly should.
Yeah.
But guys, therapy is expensive. My wife goes to therapy once a week, sometimes twice a week. That's what I can afford right now, right?
So-
and she's more important than me in this case.
Mike, where did it all start?
I'll take a
Lean
train.
Lean back. Where did it all start, Mike? It's
2016.
2016. Okay. And what game were you playing? Star Citizen. That seems like a source
This is
of
a problem.
Yeah, it seems like a source of a lot of your frustrations, Mike.
It is.
Have you considered not playing this game?
Every day of my life. A lot of people would be happy if I didn't. And you want to know something funny?
True. Makes
all the hate
people happy. Okay.
What day did we get all that hate on Twitter? It was Monday.
Uh-huh.
Monday is a day that I put out a video every week. It's my most popular video, week in review, right? I review all the Star Citizen news each week, put it into one video. And I was not having a good day. I did not sleep. I don't know what happened, bro. Come home from hockey, cannot sleep at all. 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm still sitting with my eyes staring at the ceiling. And I was like, I can't do it today. I can't do it today. It's too much. And then we're getting all this hate on Twitter. And somebody said something like, just play another game. Don't come back. That is the most you want to motivate me? Tell me to quit playing Star Citizen.
That's true, honestly.
You will not unsee me. I will be haunting you now for the rest of your life.
That's true.
I will make content and you will never avoid me. You're going to see me on Reddit somehow. You're going to see me on YouTube. You're going to see me on Twitter. You're going to see me everywhere, you motherfucker. I'm going to be in your fucking dreams. That's the kind of when people do stuff like that to me and they tell me like, go away. Oh, all I want to do is bother you more.
Honestly, true. Like that's a very motivating thing for a content creator. Like I think it's like the competitive nature that we have.
Yep.
Is like
I put out
when
a
someone
video.
tells
I
me
put the video out. 3 out of 10, baby. Let's go. What's up? Wasn't a 1 out of 10, but it was a 3 out of 10. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So thank you, asshole, on Twitter. Probably I don't remember where it was, but somebody pissed me off.
Yeah.
Told me to quit.
I think that's what motivates me a lot too. Is when I get comments like that.
Yep.
So I don't know, dude. I think it's an interesting season for us. We're just gonna have to see. We're just gonna have to see how the next couple of months play out. It's gonna be interesting.
This is always the hypest for a Star Citizen creator. This is the moment, and what's great about it is this is also like the moment for ad revenue on YouTube and all that stuff. So it all just works perfect. So it should be easy financial feeling so you can just enjoy, right? You don't have to think about, oh, man, I'm doing bad this month. We should both be at 70-30 by December for sure. Like obviously you're there right now. I'm talking about for me and
November
little
for
raise, everything. Yeah, exactly. So everything should feel good, easy, breezy, and fun.
Let's hope so, dude. Let's hope so. So
I think we got a tiny off track. Would you stream on Twitter?
Would I stream on Twitter? Yeah, I think so. Why not?
I think it's the only platform I would multi-stream on right now. And Twitter's definitely got its problems. I mean, Elon's kind of a doofus, but just generally
his
for me,
Diablo content is top notch. I don't know what you mean.
So how they debuted stream Diablo.
How he debuted it was he was playing Diablo, and it's so funny because I think he looks like classic like big streamer, XQC, no border, in the corner playing the game. That's what I think, like the vibes I was getting from. But I mean, his energy wasn't there, right? Obviously, he's not a streamer. He's like, he
died a few times.
Yeah,
and he was like, oh well.
He's like, oh yeah, that's all right. That's okay.
That's okay.
You could tell he's just super casual, and then the comments are like roasting him for like not being good at the game and like having a bad build.
People shit on him. Yeah, people shit on him for his builds in Diablo. It's so funny.
Yeah. And so it's just it's hilarious to like see someone who's not a streamer interact with that part of the community, and he's reading the chat, right? And like I don't know what he's thinking, but it's like it's got to be like a little bit. It is someone who's not desensitized to comments like that, like we are. It's got to be like really daunting. So, but I mean, he probably sees a lot of hate every day, so probably is desensitized to it at some level. But always interested to see like people like fill our shoes and see how they do. It's kind of fun. But yeah, I think I could see myself streaming on there for sure, especially if the opportunity is good.
I was just looking at the comments. Somebody called it an extremer.
An X-File?
Extremer. X and then the word streamer. Extremer.
That's really good, honestly.
Yeah.
That's really catchy.
I'm an extremer partner.
I don't think
Kinda
that's.
works.
I don't. That's so extreme of you, dude.
It's true. Red Bull is gonna sponsor it.
Oh God, bro. I gotta be honest. It's not working for me. But
X Games.
X Games.
Oh wait, you can't use that.
Oh no, fuck. That'd be good
Yep.
though. X Games is good. You know, have they tried maybe like X Videos? Maybe as a name, that could be good.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
But
What do you think?
I don't know. Might be spicy.
Might be copyrighted already.
Yeah, it might be taken. There's so many "Are you winning, son?" memes.
Oh my God. Under his comments, are you looking at them?
Yeah, I'm reading
God.
the comments.
So funny. It was like a
It's
40-minute
so
stream,
funny.
but I think bitrate on it looked fine for a mobile
Yep.
website that they're going to be streaming on. It seemed like it had some compression issues, but for the most part, it seemed
Didn't
fine.
look terrible. I mean, that's.
Didn't look
I
terrible
think
for
that's
Twitter.
for Twitter. Yeah, it didn't look terrible for Twitter. I think that's the platform that wins. I want to say that but YouTube is better already. I was thinking the platform that wins like the bit rate is gonna win, but YouTube
No.
already beats it, so that can't be true. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that it's like people just want to go to where it's accessible. And I don't know
Yep.
about you. You don't even have TikTok, but for you guys who
No.
do, it's like when I'm scrolling on TikTok and I see a live, it's very, very, very rare that I stay on it for more than a millisecond. Like,
'Cause what is it? It's usually some like weirdo.
you know what I do
The
more
only-
than ever?
The only live I ever saw on TikTok, because I was not logged in, was a guy. You know what fly fishing is? It was a guy making flies and just talking to random people.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of cool, but
That's kind
I
of cool.
hung out there for a while. But it was, I feel
You
like
know
it's
what I
just like
do?
totally random shit.
I think the most common thing I'll do on TikTok is I'll click on them and see how many views they have, because it doesn't show their views until you click on it. But I'll leave really fast because like it says like you joined, and then like sometimes I know it's really awkward. And then some of the streamers go like, "Oh, hey, thanks for joining. What's up?" You know, and I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. I did
Never
not come here to
call
interact."
out lurkers. Never call
Yeah.
out lurkers. It's so bad.
Yep. Yep.
So bad. I lurked
But-
so many streams, and the occasional person that does that, because there's like
Cringe.
a bot that would announce you, I leave. I don't even say anything. I'm like, all right, bro.
Yeah, it's cringe, dude.
Fucked up.
But okay, dude, I'm feeling pretty good, honestly.
I'm feeling
on
good.
What we talked about today. Do we want to try our new segment?
Let's do it.
Okay,
I forgot that we were doing this.
ladies and gentlemen,
Shit, I'm not prepared now.
you're not
Oh, no.
prepared. Okay, I'll give you some time
I
to
forgot.
think. Okay,
Yeah,
so
okay.
ladies and gentlemen, we're trying something brand new, and we're going to be doing this every week. We might do this at the beginning of the podcast. We might do this towards the end. I'm
We
not
might
sure.
do it for a whole podcast, kind
It
of.
might
in
be
a
good
way.
for
We
a
were
whole
thinking about it.
podcast. I'm not sure. But the question is basically I'm going to hit Mike with a topic. I'm going to explain it, and then we're going to run through it live. And this, I think, is going to be really cool to like maybe clip and like kind of show off me and Mike's personality so that we can like advertise the podcast a little bit more. But essentially it's like what we're trying to do is just create a little bit of, I guess, like debate between me and Mike, but also between you guys. You guys are going to vote in the comments. Mike is going to be team A. I'm going to be team B. Okay. Again, Mike is team A. I'm team B. It's going to be that every week. Mike is always going to be team A. I'm always going to be team B. And how we're going to do this is we're going to do a draft. Okay. A tier list style draft. And the idea is we're going to pick a topic every week. Some weeks Mike's going to pick, some weeks I'm going to pick. And we're going to pick certain, I guess, let me give you an example. Soda, right? I could say
That's
soda.
what we want to do.
That's what I could say soda. And Mike would have to say Coke. And then I would go Dr. Pepper. And then Mike would say Sprite. And then I would say, Big Red, whatever. And then we get to 4, and then you guys vote on which one you think is better. What team are you going with? Hands down A, hands down B. Which one smokes the other team? Which one has more quality, is the better overall, essentially. And today's topic, Mike, what's today's tier list?
Chain restaurants. So not a they cannot have a drive-through, right?
It's not a drive.
It can't be like a McDonald's.
Yeah. Not a drive-through restaurant. You sit down, you're served there.
There is a server.
Yes, there's a server.
Correct?
You should be tipping. It's not.
Yes.
You could get takeout, but it's like a sit-down experience. This cannot be a hole in the wall. It cannot be this expensive, fancy steak restaurant down the street. It's got to be a place that is, multiple locations, multiple states. It's well known.
Yeah.
Mike, would you like the first pick? Should we flip a coin or something?
Do I have a coin?
I've got a D20 next to me.
Go for it.
All right, I'm going to roll this, and here's how it's going to work. If it's above a 10, I go first. If it's below a 10, you go first. And the number is 19. Did I say above?
Okay.
I'm
above
first?
is you.
I'm first? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my first pick, easily, Chili's.
Oh, Chili's. I'm glad you picked that. I crush you.
Chili's? Chili's is so good. Okay.
Crush you with Cheesecake Factory.
No!
Yes.
Oh my, why didn't I think of that?
That is number one overall draft pick.
I'm so disappointed.
I've
been wrecked.
Across America have chosen Cheesecake Factory.
Oh my God, I'm so done for. Done for. Okay.
All right.
I'm going to try to recover here.
Okay, why Chili's, first off? Why would you choose Chili's first?
Okay, well, a couple of things. First of all, you've got ice cream, okay? The lava cake ice cream. You've got the, 2 for $20. Who doesn't love that?
True.
You've got the queso. You've got,
the queso is so good.
The queso
is God tier.
You've got the, what is it called? The honey chipotle chicken tenders.
The chicken.
Those are good.
We even love the same menu.
Yes,
this is so funny.
This is what I'm talking about, dude.
Yeah.
And so, they have decent burgers, I think, they're really good. And so for chain restaurants, I feel like that's a really good one. Cheesecake Factory, you don't got to explain it, dude. It's just,
for people who don't know, you got a huge menu. They got everything you can possibly want.
The brown bread.
The brown bread's the best.
It's the best.
My wife only eats the white bread. She doesn't like the brown bread.
That's better for you.
It's too sweet. I know. I get more brown bread. It's great. But
I'll tell them. They come to my table and I'm like, I want nothing but brown bread.
Brown bread.
Do not bring me white bread. I will not eat it. I tell them that.
Yeah, it's great. But that would be my number one pick.
Fried macaroni balls.
Great.
So good.
By the way, those are they are my daily limit of calories in one meal.
Of course.
Just that. And it's just an appetizer.
Of course.
It's crazy.
Of course.
Are we doing snake draft or do you go next?
Snake draft? No, I would go next. It's me, you.
Okay. All right. Your turn then, brother.
Cheesecake Factory.
I know what you're going with.
Cheesecake Factory is hard to... I see, you scared me now. I feel like I'm about to get crushed. I should have done some more research.
I have a good number one pick.
Have you been Googling?
To be honest, no, I was going to. And
I'm
that's why I
going
said
off the top of my head.
Good. That's what I'm doing.
I feel like that's what we should do. Maybe
no Google allowed. Fair.
No
fair.
Google allowed. You know, it needs to be off the top of the cranium.
And it can be somewhat regional. So because what if I say a restaurant that you don't know?
We need to confirm it's a multi-state restaurant.
Okay.
Like chain needs to be like they have more than 50. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
There's easily more than 50 Cheesecake Factories. I couldn't say Crack Shack, for example. You know, it's this legendary sandwich place. Legendary sandwich place. They don't have servers, to be fair, but it's sit down, right? It's but it's legendary. But I couldn't say it because it's not a chain. It's not.
Okay.
Okay. So up next, it's hard to follow up Cheesecake Factory. I'm going, hopefully strong out of the gate here, Olive Garden.
What? Why? That is... you're clearly
not
Italian.
Just destroy me, Mike. What are you going to say?
You're clearly not Italian. Me. That is a disgrace to
Italians everywhere. I feel like I
everywhere.
cannot recover. I'm already down.
Listen, endless salad and breadsticks. They're God tier. I love their salad dressing. But
the soup is good.
Okay, maybe soup, but Like you're going to a fucking Italian restaurant, pasta, the sauce is fucking gross, dude. I'm sorry, I have an Italian mother, and I have an Italian mother-in-law. Like I can't.
Okay, all right, Mike, give me your second pick. I'm ready to be destroyed.
I was gonna choose between two, but I mentioned one and you didn't hear of it, so I feel like, but it is a multi-state chain, so I want to try and go with something that maybe more people would know.
I need
so
to look
it up.
a better
chance of winning.
If you're gonna tell me it, what do you got? What do you got? You said you had an idea, so you have a good one.
Longhorn.
Longhorn. Okay, I've never heard of that. Is that like it's like a steak restaurant? Like,
yep.
Is it like saltgrass?
I don't know what saltgrass is because you'd mentioned that
Longhorn.
at one point too. I know my ex worked at one in New Jersey, and there's one here in Florida. There's multiple here in Florida. They're like all over the place.
They are near me too, it looks like.
Okay.
I just have never heard of them.
It's just like a go-to for me and my wife. It's not expensive, but the steaks are good.
Maybe I've just never been there. Okay.
It's not bad.
So far you got Cheesecake Factory and you've got Longhorn.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta be honest. I feel like I'm getting crushed here. I don't even know what to say next. Like I'm flabbergasted. All right, I think we changed the rules. Google aloud. I'm Googling.
Oh my
All right,
God.
chain restaurants.
I already have a third pick.
You have a third pick already? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Chain. Sit down restaurants. Okay, wait. Okay, I'm looking.
Yeah. I have multiple.
These all suck. Okay. I've got a good one, though.
None of the ones that I've seen are on my list.
I've got a good one. Maybe some redemption here.
Okay.
Maybe I could get a soft second place. Okay, right now I'm getting crushed. BJ's Restaurant. Bar and Grill. You've never heard of BJ's?
No. Tell me about it.
So it's really hard not to make a joke here.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So go look it up on Google real quick. So basically it's like signature dessert, the Bazooki. It's a giant cookie that has ice cream on top. They've got homemade
it's like the
pizza.
Same logo. This is the Warehouse Company?
I don't know.
As well? The logo's almost exactly the same.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah, there's a couple near me.
Yeah. And so big chain, they make homemade pizza. They do draft soda as well as beer, all that stuff. Very cool. I'm very proud of that as my third pick.
Interesting. I'm
proud of that as a third pick.
This is cool. I'm actually gonna I want to go with my wife to this place.
You
I think we would enjoy it.
You should. It's definitely great actually. Like it's not something that I'm like it's my favorite restaurant of all time, but you're not going to be disappointed going there. You know.
You ready for my third?
Okay.
My third is
ready.
A guilty pleasure.
Tell me.
Guilty pleasure. It's wonderful. It's in, I believe, every single state. Waffle House.
Oh, Mike.
I love Waffle House.
Thank you for giving me a free pick. I really appreciate that.
No, Waffle House is fucking incredible.
A free pick. Thank you.
Not only do you get waffles, but you get just a fight in the middle of the night.
It is an experience. I'll give you that.
It's entertainment. Yeah, it's an experience. I love it.
It's an experience. I'll give you that.
When my brother comes to visit, that is the place we go. Like, I don't know. That's our favorite. By the way, Cheesecake Factory was number 9 on this list.
Number 9 is what?
On the list of that I saw of like the most popular chain restaurants.
Okay. I'm looking. By the way, Saltgrass is on here. I'm just saying.
What number? Are you on the Stacker.com one?
Different one, I think.
Okay.
But it's on here. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm gonna go with a very interesting pick. It's not gonna save me. I have no redemption. I cannot win. However, my pick number 4 that at least a few people out there might side with me over is. Hold on. Let me make sure I got it right. I worked here once. Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen.
I feel like I've heard of it.
Cheddar's Scratch Chicken. Okay, it is awful to work there. I would never do it because they serve you as it's like a high dining experience, but the food's really cheap, so you don't get tipped well. However, dude, the food there is actually sick. Croissants, don't get the homemade salad. All right, word to the wise, don't get the homemade salad. Or the house salad, don't get it. House salad,
dude. Meatloaf, brother. Meatloaf is the main thing that they're showing on this menu that I'm looking.
Brother, okay, croissants. You get croissants as like an appetizer. They're delicious. Not
Honey
only
butter,
that, not only that. Okay, look at the
free
what is it
chips
called?
and homemade queso.
What is called when a sandwich is like deep fried, and they serve it with like jam? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Chad, you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about.
It's not live.
It's not live. Okay, you guys know what I mean.
He's looking for
sinkers out there, Boyds. You guys know what I mean.
Oh my goodness.
Monte Cristo. Monte Cristo is what it's called.
Oh, you know what? That's what I had in my mind, but I thought that was a specific sandwich. That's a way of making a sandwich.
Maybe it is a specific sandwich.
That's what I was thinking. But
Monte Cristos are really good. They have these like fried chicken that's really good. They have really quality food actually. Like the food, I was always like, this is really good. It's big portions. I think a lot of it's delicious. I think personally the restaurant sucks, but the food is good. And
I mean that's how I feel about Waffle House.
I don't know how I personally feel about my draft pick overall. I think you won. However, I feel like I redeemed myself a little bit.
Sure,
and with that, Mike.
I have one more. I got to do my last one.
I was going to say, with that, what's your fourth
pick? Oh, I thought we were
pick?
ending.
No.
Sorry, my bad.
What's your fourth pick?
I think I'm coming in strong here at the end. I'm assuming you've heard of this. P.F. Chang's. I love P.F. Chang's.
That's a good pick. I feel like that's a strong finish out for you. I almost picked P.F. Chang's. Almost.
I really like it.
But it's like, I think after having like authentic like Thai food, not that P.F. Chang's serves Thai food. I think it's mainly like Chinese food. They have pad Thai. It's hard for me to pivot from
maybe one curry.
Yeah. It's hard for me to pivot away from like genuine Thai food now that I've had it. So I haven't been to P.F. Chang's in, 10 years. But
I like it. For me, it's one of the, if we don't feel like eating at home, and I have hockey or something like that, it's a really good option because it's light, vegetable heavy, a little bit of rice and some meat. It's not like bread and butter and sauces because dude, hockey is like such a strenuous activity. I get nauseous. I start to feel sick from the everything. So if I want to have a good meal, that's one of the places on the list there. And Longhorn has a great salad that I like, and P.F. Chang's has a good couple meals that I can go to and feel good and still be able to exercise.
No. I think that's a solid choice. So for me,
this was fun.
Yeah, I think this is fun. So you guys let us know in the comments who you think wins. Team A, Mike, or Team B. Go easy on me, guys. But it's for Mike.
Go easy on Berks. But the idea for this segment was Berks' idea. So give him a little bit of a break here because it was his idea. So the whole
Please
thing.
vote Team B.
Yeah, you might want to help out Team B a little bit. I did have a good number one pick, but after that, I don't know. Who
knows, right? Yeah. That really tilted the scale. But for Mike, we had, go ahead and say your list again from the top.
Okay, my list was Cheesecake Factory, Longhorn, Waffle House, and P.F. Chang's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you?
My list was Chili's, Olive Garden.
Just give up now, bro. Just give up. Just give up now.
I had Cheddar's and I had BJ's. BJ's probably should have been my top pick, but those are my four. So you guys let us know down in the comments below which one you guys like. Please vote Team B. My depression depends on it. But you guys let us know. So this is fun. We'll probably do this every week, honestly. Maybe we open up with it next week and just see how it is.
As always with the show, everything's an experiment.
Absolutely.
I'm sure people will comment down below if they enjoy it, and then we'll try it early and see if we get more love with it. And this was really fun.
Cool, guys. Well, thanks so much for watching. If you're still listening, We freaking appreciate you. I know we say it every week, but we couldn't do this podcast without you. And we couldn't be creators without you guys. So we appreciate y'all's continued support and allowing us to be vulnerable, transparent, do something a little different. And yeah. So we will see you guys next week. And this is the Desync Podcast signing off.
Later, guys.